If I turn to sports and I'm hearing and I'm seeing the same shit that when I turn to Fox News or CNN or MSNBC or News Nation, if I'm seeing the same thing and now I can't even escape it when I watch sports, why don't I just turn the TV
Well,
on?
you know, a little drama is good,
A
but
little bit.
a little bit. Just
But
a little.
this is
Just a
getting
small
ridiculous.
amount. Just
A
a small
little
amount.
bit.
Right.
But now it's creeping over
Yeah, yeah,
into
yeah.
the
It's creeping
space.
over to
Look,
some other
man,
stuff. Right.
I'm like this.
They got people throwing dildos on
I'm
the
like,
court.
now come on, bro.
I know.
I'm like this. I don't want my politics in my sports. The same way I don't want politics in my church intertwining, I don't want my politics in my sports intertwining because it's going to turn me off, right?
Right.
Look, man, I can sit next to a Republican or independent or whoever, and we can both cheer for our team. We may not have anything in common. We may not like each other based on certain characteristics or how we look. But when we sit down in that sports bar and our favorite team is on, for that 2.5 hours, we're together. That's what I want.
Right.
Look, and guess what happens? Maybe in that 2.5 hours, we have a conversation during a commercial. Maybe in that 2.5 hours, I find out, man, I actually got more in common than you than a football team. Maybe in that 2.5 hours, man, this dude ain't that bad a dude. We can
Right.
agree on this thing. Maybe in that 2.5 hours, we buy each other a beer. Maybe in that after that 2.5 hours, what we realize, you may be black and I may be white, or I may be black and you may be white. I may be a man, you may be a female, vice versa, all that. I may be being a Muslim, you may be a Christian, whatever. But maybe just in that 2.5 hours, because we had one thing that brought us together, now we got other things to keep us together. That's why you don't start off mixing this stuff. Because
Right.
within those 2.5 hours of me spending time around you, I may find out I may like you. I may have more in common with you than I thought, all because of that game. But guess what? If I'm divided and we can't watch a game together because politics done seeped in, how we ever gonna find out if we have anything in common or like each other?
You right.
Dude, in the history of the United States, one of the things that have brought us together has been what?
Sports.
Sports.
Sports unite.
Think about something. Even in the 20s, people didn't like Jack Johnson whooping up on white boys.
Right.
But guess what? Them white boys that got whooped up on said this. Look, man, everybody, when we get in that ring, everybody the same. It's about your skill. Ain't got nothing to do with your color. Them white boys wanted a fair fight because they wanted to know, as a competitor, can I beat you without any interference or without cheating? Because at the end of the day, this is what separates sports from other things. Man, the fans may be racist, they may be this, they may be this, they may be that. But when it's you and I on that field, on that court, in that ring, it ain't about all that racism and prejudice and all that. It's about, am I better than you? Can I look across that ring? Can I look across that field? Can I look across that court and look you man to man or woman to woman and say, am I better? Can I dominate you or can you dominate me? That's what it's all about. And I saw a movie once about Jackie Robinson when he was playing in the South. And the Ku Klux Klan was harassing him. Racist people were doing things and making it hard for him. It was a scene where these white guys were in a pickup truck. And Jackie Robinson, like, oh my God, this is it. The man walked up to Jackie Robinson and said, look, white guy, I don't know about all this stuff, but I do know this. If you're good enough to play this game with these men, you deserve a chance to prove it. Because when it comes to sports, every man as an individual want to know, am I really good enough? Now, that's what it was to me. My whole thing about working my ass off to get to the NBA, it was about, am I good enough to play in this league? I used to pray to God, God, just let me make a team and play in one game. So I have proven to myself that I'm worthy, that I'm good enough. It wasn't about nobody race. It wasn't about racism or anything.
Right.
It was just simply about, am I good enough and am I better than the guy? And when I made it, am I better than the guy that I got to play against? I didn't look, that's all it was about. Now, so when it, at the end of the day, that's what it's all.
That's the
why
opportunity.
Sports transcend race to a certain degree.
It does.
Look what Nelson Mandela did to bring South Africa together. When the black people, when one vote counted, when everybody had one vote. What did he do?
It was the football game.
There you go. He used a sporting event,
right,
to bring the people together. And for those 2.5, 3 hours, when people are hugging each other and celebrating, they forgot. He's black, I'm white. They forgot. It wasn't important. All that was important was that we won.
Right.
So I don't like sports intertwining. I don't like politics intertwining in my sport.